The Los Angeles Rams play football tomorrow. You know what that means. How's it going, everybody? I am Jason of Jason's Realm here, and today I'm here bringing back my old Horns Up series for the 2023 NFL season, where we preview each and every single Rams game of the season. So let's just dive right into week one. Alright, I figured I should probably be in more fitting attire, but for the Horns Up, we'll go ahead and start this off. This game, absolutely huge for both these teams. They both went in completely different directions in the offseason, though. The Rams trying to bounce back from an awful year last year. The Seahawks trying to build on their success from last year. The Seahawks going the route of building and bolstering their lineup. The Rams going by replacement, losing a lot of key assets over this offseason, and now deciding to try to see what they can do with these assets. Sean McVay and Aaron Donald do not want to stick around for a rebuild. So it's basically more of a retooling at this point than a rebuild. But without Cooper Kupp, we'll have to see what they can do. Speaking of Cooper Kupp, let's just go ahead and discuss some of the key injuries for this matchup. I see 2 on the Seahawks side, 3 on the Rams side. For the Seahawks, they have lost safety Jamal Adams for this week due to a knee injury. That is going to be a big loss in their secondary, especially considering the fact that Matthew Stafford still has the potential. He's not going to lose you games. Now, he's not going to have a lot of good weapons, with his wide receiver 1 being Van Jefferson, but you still have Tyler Higbee, Van Jefferson, Cam Akers. There's options out there, and Jamal Adams is going to be a hurtful loss for the Seahawks. Also, having cornerback Devin Witherspoon questionable with a hamstring injury. If the Seahawks lose their secondary, it's going to be reliant all on the offense and Geno Smith. The question is, can Geno Smith maintain his success from last year, or will he fall off after one good season? Was he a one-hit wonder? On the Rams side of the ball, they have quarterback Stetson Bennett. I put this as a key injury, out with a right shoulder, just because if Stafford does start having a bad game, or if Stafford does get injured, we don't get to see what Stetson Bennett can do. We don't see what he can do on the field, how he can come in and take over a game. So you're losing key time for Stetson Bennett to develop if something were to happen to Stafford, God forbid. You also have wide receiver Cooper Kupp now on IR with a hamstring injury. He's out for at least 4 weeks. That's going to be a huge loss because now your wide receiver 1 is Van Jefferson. Then you got, I think you still have Tutu Atwell, I think. Ben Skoranek in there. I mean, you don't really have a lot of good options behind Van Jefferson. You got Higbee, you got Akers, but you don't really have a lot. Also, talking about Higbee, tight end Hunter Long is also out with a thigh injury. This is going to be potentially hurtful as you cannot basically split reps as much with Tyler Higbee. Long was always the second to Higbee, so without Higbee, or without Long, Higbee's going to have to be on the field a lot more, or they're going to have to go without a tight end more often than they would probably like to. So the key thing to watch for both teams, for Seattle, it is, can Geno rebound and keep himself going from last year? Last year he came out of nowhere to be huge. Can he sustain that, or will he fall off? If he can sustain that, oh my God, the sky's the limit for the Seahawks. If he can't, then they're going to come back down to earth. For the Rams, it is, how does the defense do? The defense is young, full of unknown players. Is this a second coming of the Legion of Boom with players we don't know yet, that we will know in the future? Or is this just a complete crumbling of a unit that was once dominant in the NFL? Honestly, I hate to say it, I think it's more the latter, but you never know. Every big player had a period where you didn't really know who they were for the most part. So, you never know. Now, before we do close this out, I do want to give one more final score prediction for this game. Now, I did make my last predictions where I picked the Rams before Cooper Kupp was injured, but I do think the Rams do still keep it close. I have the Seahawks winning this one, but only by a score of 23-21. I have it being a tight game. It's going to be close. Stafford's not going to lose you games. I can guarantee you that. And with them implementing Akers more, we haven't really been able to see what Akers can do. He's been limited in that offense. So I think the Rams offense is going to be a lot better than people give them credit for without Cooper Kupp. It's still going to be bad, but it's going to be better than what people expect. Well, that's about going to do it for me today. If you guys did like, don't forget to smash like and subscribe. And if you want to, go ahead and check out over here. Over here, I'm going to have me building a fantasy roster for week 1 with only $200 as my budget. And over here, I'm going to have my week 1 predictions for the NFL season. Go ahead and check out either of those for me if you enjoyed that. And I guess I will see you guys later. Peace out and have a good one.